Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here, finally, with some more One Piece. One Piece episodes 1061 to 1064. Yeah, at this point, this is pretty much how we were doing it, unless anything changes, unless I just decide randomly to just start doing them weekly again or whatever. Um, I believe I said this last time. It's like, this is just ending up being like a fun way to get to it again. And to be fair, it also frees up time to get to other stuff during most other weeks. By doing One Piece like every, 3 to 4 weeks or so, sometimes even longer between, it allows it allows us to focus on a lot of the other stuff while One Piece remains more of an occasional treat, you could say. Uh, and that doesn't mean that I don't want to get to it. It's like I've very much been wanting to get to it. But it's just one of those cases where right now this is ending up being my preferred way of taking in the content. Um, the biggest issue with that is I don't remember where it left off entirely. I know the fights were going on still, the fights that have been going on still. Yamato's trying to get to all of the explosives in the basement. Met the one number along the way. I don't remember what exactly their name was. But yeah, all the stuff that has been going on is still going on. So I'm just curious to see what happens next. Um, we're getting to the point where I feel like we've got to be like wrapping up a lot of this stuff soon. Like, I don't know exactly how long this is going to last, but it's got to be getting close to the end, right? I don't know. I guess we'll see. But it's like some of these fights have been going on for a long time, and it's like, yes, there's a lot of shit going on. There's been a lot of shit going on. But it's at a point where they just need to progress, you know? They need to progress with the story already. I understand the reason for it all. I understand that they have to keep it to some degree slower paced. They have to stretch things out because they can't catch up too quickly with the manga. Otherwise, that could lead to an issue, especially in times where, like, currently, Oda is taking a break from the manga because apparently he's getting a surgery done, I believe I heard. Um, so he's actually going to be taking a break from the surgery for weeks and everything, for like over a month, I believe. Um, and so that's why a lot of these anime episodes have to be stretched out and whatnot too. Because again, can't just be entirely caught up. That's just not going to work. Um, but we shall see. We shall just see how it goes. And yeah, I'm just trying to fill time here. Let's just get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So yeah, sorry for cutting that short, but it felt like the right thing to do, because we have Sanji and Zoro both winning their fights in back-to-back episodes here. The animation goes crazy for both. It's just these big triumphant moments with Sanji coming to terms with the fact that, yeah, he does have these enhancements that have activated, but that he's still going to choose where his path goes. And Zoro, remembering his promise to Luffy to never lose again, because he needs to be the world's greatest swordsman. And to do that, yeah, losing isn't going to help. It's going to hinder that. So, yeah, it's really great to see. Really great to see these two episodes that basically go together. So that's why I chose to end it early instead of doing all 4 episodes that are out. I decided to end it early with just these 2 because I feel that these 2 just go together so perfectly. They need to be matched up together. They need to be done together. So, yeah. Sanji's fight with Queen ends up becoming a lot more one-sided in this episode, in the first of these 2 episodes, 1061. It had kind of been back and forth a lot. Like, Sanji did knock him down quite a bit and did do some damage to him, even if Queen didn't want to admit it. And Queen was doing some damage to Sanji. And as I said in the reaction, I'm still kind of mixed on the entire idea of, like, the fact that it was Queen who hurt Osame instead of Sanji. Like, there's both positive and negative aspects to that. I almost feel like it was a little bit of a cop-out, but at the same time, it does allow Sanji to, you know, remain Sanji. And it did allow him to get the win, let's be honest. That is what definitely gave him the victory. And Osame clearly saw Sanji at the end as, you know, not being as bad as she thought. I don't know if she fully realized, though, that it was Queen who originally hit her before, who attacked her. But again, I swear it showed Sanji attacking her. So it's like, that was like actively misleading just to make us believe so. It just seems weird. It just seems like a weird decision, honestly. But either way. Then we had the fight with Zoro and King in 1062. And with this fight, again, it starts turning one-sided. Zoro basically figures out King's weakness, the fact that he can't keep up his full defenses at the same time as his full speed. The faster he goes, the lower his defenses are. So Zoro uses this to his advantage. He ends up cutting King, which destroys his mask pretty much the rest of the way. And the full reveal of King as a Lunarian is unveiled. Again, I had already seen this. This was something I was spoiled on because the One Piece community fucking loves their spoilers for some reason. So I already knew what he looked like, and I knew that there's a lot of people in the fandom who simp over him. And it's like, again, he's attractive, but he's not exactly my type. He's not, like, I don't simp over him. I just acknowledge he's attractive. There are characters that I simp over, though, to be fair, that others don't. I know there's a lot of people who don't agree with me on Perona. I think Perona is drop-dead gorgeous. I think she is genuinely one of the hottest characters in this series. And there's a lot of people who disagree with that. There are people who agree that she's hot. There definitely are. But there's also a lot of people who disagree with that, who think her eyes are weird and stuff, who think that that her laugh is fucking weird. It's all opinion. It's all subjective. I think her laugh is adorable. I genuinely think it's cute. I find Perona to be excessively cute. Excessively attractive. But I know not everyone does, and that's fine. And I hope people would reciprocate that to me with not agreeing that King is that attractive to me. he's very attractive, just not that attractive to me. He's not like exactly my type, and I'm not going to fawn over him like everybody else seems to be. Um, but yeah, so we also get to find out King's backstory, how he originally met Kaido and became his right hand. Um, so it's a pretty interesting parallel there with Zoro, as we're reminded of Zoro as Luffy's right hand and best friend since the beginning of the series. And we even see we see flashbacks with both of them, though with Sanji it's more relegated to his family. And then you see like kind of like not really a flashback, but sort of an imagined dream-like sequence where Sanji is standing next to Zeph and he acknowledges he's a pirate, he's Black Leg Sanji, and he goes to be with his crew and everything. With Zoro, though, we see the memory of when he lost to Mihawk and pledged to Luffy to never lose again. That if he's going to be the world's greatest swordsman, which is what Luffy would want for his crew, and Zoro's dream anyway, then he's got to win. He's got to get stronger and keep winning. A loss just sullies that goal. And so we see him utilize that memory to defeat King here. And yeah, we also find out King's real name is Albert, apparently. We didn't find out Queen's real name, and we don't know Jack's, but apparently King's is Albert. We don't know if there's like a second part to the name, like a last name or whatnot. But that's all we know. Also, it's kind of not entirely clear if he is the last Lunarian, or if they're just like so unspeakably rare at this point. Because the government clearly has a bounty out on the Lunarians. Like anyone with any information like gets a shit ton of money just for revealing that. So there's bound to be probably more. They're just probably extremely rare. They're probably in hiding, honestly. Some of them also might already have been caught and are being experimented on, like King used to be. So that's very much possible too. I assume the reason the world government would be experimenting on them is because of their immense power and near invulnerability. They're so tough and hard to defeat. Like, biologically, like, tough. That it's like, how do you not want to know more about that? But the government, obviously, is the world government in this series, and they take everything way too far, and, of course, are using them more than likely for experimentation to bolster their own forces. So, yeah. Definitely a good duo of episodes. Obviously very fitting with Sanji and Zoro being the left and right hand of Luffy, respectively. I think this was very fitting to end it here, too, because I could have continued on. But like I said, it just felt right to have these two episodes be together on their own. If I continued, it just wouldn't have felt right. It would have felt like I was kind of forcing in other stuff, because both of these episodes were soul focused. 1061 was only Sanji. It was only focused on the Sanji versus Queen fight. We didn't see anyone else in their fights, in their situations in that episode. And 1062 was entirely focused on the Zoro and King fight. The entire runtime was pretty much needed for both of those to finish up the fights and show the backstory stuff and everything else. So, if we went into the next episode, it would probably show other people's stuff going on. and would kind of ruin that overall feeling. It would kind of ruin the synergy that these two episodes have with each other. Having these back to back, just makes the most sense, rather than hurting that synergy with the next episode that could focus on like 4 different things happening at once. So yeah, I think ending it early proved to be a positive rather than a negative. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Tell me in the comments, what do you think of these 2 episodes of One Piece? And like I said, we'll probably do the next 2 episodes maybe next week with the one that's coming out this weekend. So we'll probably do 3 next week to continue on. That's my guess, at least. Hopefully, if we get to it next week. That's my guess, my plan, and everything. Things might change. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much as always for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.